What's going on, y'all? It's your boy P and my pal Webster Style.
Yo.
Duo is back. The Twin Towers are back of the KayFabeyBaby show, NRW Ring Generals podcast. Salute to Sean Mongol. We don't know where he's at. I think another Jade Cargill situation happened with that brother. Every now and then he gets, and then he just pops back. You know, he's one of those guys. But we send our love. You ready to talk some wrestling, Webster Style? Even
Yes,
though.
sir.
I don't know about you. If people been tuning in, you know, I've kind of fallen off here and there, man. Post WrestleMania, the AEW product definitely isn't grabbing me. And just I want to watch the stuff. It's all on my DVR. I just haven't had the time, man. And I think you've kind of been sprinkling yourself.
Yeah.
What have you been catching before we get into just straight talking about these events that I think the both of us really don't know too much on the lead up, but we're still going to tune in.
I've been catching bits and pieces, and I have a breath. I'm keep abreast kind of what's going on, who's facing who, but I haven't really sat down to watch anything in a minute.
Yeah. So same. Haven't watched the full show post. Well, I've had some stuff in the background. You know, there's been a couple instances, SmackDown in the background, maybe a Raw here and there. Haven't touched the NXT, which is kind of crazy because I'd actually rather watch some of the NXT stuff over the main roster stuff because of just the breadth of talent going on over there. But yeah. So we're gonna talk picks, y'all, because this Memorial Day weekend of this recording that we're shooting is filled with events. We got Saturday night's main events. We have NXT Battleground and AEW or nothing. And so we're just going to give our thoughts quickly in picks because there's so many events, even though we haven't been tuned in. So maybe this is just kind of like the fans' perspective, if you will, even though we haven't been watching what we would like to see, even though we're not kind of keyed in on the main storylines right now. So you down to do that, Webster Style?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's kick it off with Saturday night's main event with the steel cage match of Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. I'm slightly curious on this one because, again, I haven't been watching, but I am tuned into the dirt sheets. I thought Damian Priest is like hurt, so he's still gonna wrestle though against Drew McIntyre. And haven't we seen this before? But now in a steel cage match.
That's the first time I heard about him being hurt. But apparently, like they're getting like this feud had just been getting a lot of love, and people really enjoyed. From what I heard, read backstage, and they really loved how the fans have been receptive of their feud. So this is why it continues to go. And honestly, I think after when they had the last match, I think we were like, why? But with this match, I'm like, why not? The steel cage, I think, is a great way for this to be the final match, especially since it's not at a pay-per-view. Yeah, so I think Drew won the last one. I got Damian going this one.
All right, so you're going with the Archer of Infamy.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna give it to Drew. I've met, you know, I just both are to me are charisma vacuums. Personally, I don't like either of them. At one point, I did like Drew a little bit, but then I don't know. He kind of goes. I'm off, kind of off and on. Damian, for a while, I thought he was all right, but then he was kind of a charisma vacuum. He just never. He still hasn't gotten that oomph that grabs me. And then I met the guy at WrestleMania 40. He was just kind of weird, man. And I don't know. You know, to each your own. And I don't know. So I'm gonna just go with Drew. I'm gonna go with Highlander while you're with the Archer of Infamy.
Okay.
Let's head over to the singles match. John Cena versus R-Truth.
Let me tell you,
have we ever seen this match before? Is this like a dream match finally happening? I don't know.
US Championship back in the day.
They did?
Yeah. Capital Vengeance or whatever it was, that pay-per-view with like 2010 or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And who won then? Who won the match?
Cena won the match. But I love like the long-term storytelling, the history, how he attitude adjusted Ron through, like he called him Ron, and then he adjusted him through the table. Like I love the slow burn with that, and this is sort of a perfect way to, like, if you're going to give him opponents, you gave him Randy, you give him R-Truth, like who's next? Like, come on now, you know Truth's not going to win, but I'm loving the fact that Truth is getting the spotlight and getting the opportunity at the WWE World Heavyweight Championship or heavy whatever. I'm happy. I got Cena, but this is the one match on the card I'm excited for just because.
You know what? Again, I haven't been watching. I didn't even know. Again, this is my first time actually looking at the card because I haven't been tuning in. And just like you, I know Cena's gonna win, obviously.
Right.
But I absolutely love that our man R-Truth, who's been kind of like, they've been pushing him to the side. They give him his love here, but he really hasn't gotten absolute love like everybody else, although he's put a lot of time in. And so it's really cool to see. I'm happy for R-Truth, and this should be fun. Should be a real fun match. Next up, we got the tag team match of CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. It's going to be Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. I don't see them
You
depowering
know,
those guys when they're trying to build them up. Who do you got?
I don't even know, but you know what? I agree with you on that one. I think it's CM Punk. Yeah, yeah, with CM Punk and not CM Punk, but Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. I think the twist is whether or not like Sami Zayn is going to turn.
Yeah, I've been hearing that kind of too in the dirt sheets. I don't want to see him turn. I don't want to see him become a
Me either.
heel. Yeah, I don't want that.
Oh, side note: John Cena, R-Truth. It was capital punishment for the WWE Championship 2012 in DC.
Okay. Okay. So you could have caught that one with you living in this area. Actually, no, I could have caught that too.
Yeah, actually, I wasn't. Was I wasn't in. Yeah, I wasn't DC. I was like, wait a minute, I got married in
You know what?
20. Yeah,
I
yeah,
might
20
have
something.
been
Yeah,
actually. There was a couple events here and there before I got really back into wrestling
right.
because my wife's colleague, her brother was the booker for WWE, and we were getting free tickets to see him when they were coming to town.
Mm.
I went to a couple events back in the day. Um, anyway, all right. So we both think they're not going to break up the power that is Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker
No,
right now.
I
All
don't think
right.
so. But I do think they may introduce a third person, just as long as it's not Sammy, or
Yeah, it'll be
yeah, as long as it's not
shenanigans.
Sammy. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see what they're doing with that. All right, brother. World Heavyweight Championship, the main event. Finally, getting the main event. Main event: Jey Uso, our champion, versus Logan Paul. Who you got? All I know is I will riot if Logan Paul
But let me
wins.
see. Let me tell you this. This whole thing I dislike. I don't like the fact that Logan Paul has the opportunity against Jey Uso. And I don't like the fact that whoever wins has Gunther. I don't see why Gunther's back and even in that championship picture anymore, especially if Jay's champion. That's my opinion. I don't see Logan Paul winning. If he does, we riot.
We will riot.
Yeah, that would be, this would be the biggest, like, yo, fuck the E, like straight up. Not even just because they put it on Logan Paul, but they took it off of Jimmy or Jay so soon. Yeah, I'm not feeling this program. So yeah, I'm going with Jay. If Logan Paul wins, we riot. We
Yeah,
riot, and I definitely won't be keeping up.
I
I
will
will,
be so
yeah,
upset,
yeah, I'll
man.
be pissed.
That'll be so messed up. But
Yeah,
I just got this funny feeling they're gonna do some bullshit with him,
they want some bullshit, yeah, but as long as Logan Paul don't win,
bruh.
they can do all the bullshit they want just as long as Logan Paul doesn't win the title.
And eventually, I think they're gonna give his ass the title, and that's what I'm like. We're gonna be so upset on whether at some point they're gonna give the man the title, and that a title. It's well, they gave him the U.S.
Right.
Not too long ago. Anyway, all right, that's Saturday night's main event. Let's head over to AEW now for Double or Nothing, sir. We're gonna kick it off with a tag team match of Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford versus Anna Jay and Harley Cameron. Who you got, sir?
Look, I love me some Harley Cameron. She is so entertaining.
Sir, I agree.
She is so I don't understand how they can't capitalize off of her. Like you can't not watch her. With that said, they need to give her a good win. But if this is my dilemma with this, they were really pushing Megan Bain as the next big thing. They failed miserably by putting her in the title picture so soon. They fail if they, in my opinion, let me first no. I think they fail if Megan Bain loses, my opinion. But I want Harley Cameron to win. I don't think Harley suffers as much because she's been this sort of losing underdog and it's part of her story. But I want Harley and what Penelope or Anna Jay to win. But yeah, I love me some. I love her. She's awesome. She's absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I'm with you. I want Anna and Harley to win because she's just good soul, good vibe, good energy. Yeah. But I don't think they're going to win because they got Megan Bain on the other side of the ticket and they're trying to build her up. And, you know, she's cool and all, but yeah, I just, yeah.
There's nothing about her that makes me care about her. And as a character, nothing.
Really?
Yeah. That's I'm like, okay, a big, tall, strong, like they tried to do the same thing with Camille and they failed.
Right? And they've been bullshit with Camille. I was just reading or something on that, like how much they have just wasted Camille.
Well, look, Camille,
but I'd say she's also got a charisma vacuum too.
Yeah,
she's
like she
got
has
the look, but she can't talk. And
she has no charisma. I even said this when she was in NWA. Like realistically, like she served her purpose in NWA when she was best when she wasn't talking.
Yeah.
So, but that's another conversation.
All right. So let's head over to the 2025 Women's Owen Hart Foundation Cup Tournament Final, with the winner earning an AEW Women's World Championship match at All In. Jamie Hayter versus the collector of belts, Mercedes Moné. You know how much I love Mercedes Moné. Who do you got? I'm going to go ahead and say Moné because I think they're going to have her go and collect that Women's World Championship. She lost the belt recently, the NJPW belt. I think they're now going to get her the AEW Women's. She's going to collect all the gold.
I think they need to. They need to pull the string, but CEO. Yeah, it's Mercedes. I would be very surprised if Jamie wins. I think that I think that this is what they need to do. And if they're going to take the belt off of Tony eventually, this will be the person to do it.
Agreed. And have her collect all the gold. You already have her like this icon, which she is. You know, right. Although it's been a boring run here and there, to be honest. Yeah. And I'm a Mercedes fan, but just let her collect it all. To then only dethrone her, bring her all the way down, and that'll be much more interesting to see her climb all the way back eventually later on.
And the thing is, if that happens, she goes against Tony, Mercedes will be interesting again because Tony makes everybody interesting.
Yes.
When he goes against her.
And that's going to be such good content right there.
Right.
All right, so we got Moné. Let's head over to the AEW World Tag Team Championship. The Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin are current champions with MVP by their side versus the Sons of Texas, Dustin Rhodes and Sammy G. Guevara.
I mean, the Hurt Syndicate. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Come on. They hurt people.
Yeah.
Let's keep it moving because, come on now. The AEW Women's World Championship, Timeless Toni Storm versus Mina Shirakawa. I love Mina, but it's Tony because Tony will fight Mercedes.
Hold on. Fellas, get the Kleenex. I am surprised that they put Mina in the title picture so quickly, since she literally just signed. But there's the story there, from before. This is the one match I'm excited for on this card. But of course, I'm going with Tony.
Yeah, and we love us some Mina, but yeah,
we do.
It's just not going to happen. Not yet. Not yet.
Nah, it shouldn't
happen. Tag team match: FTR, Cash and Dax versus Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness. They got Nigel wrestling again.
Yes, they
Okay.
brought him back out. I'm going with FTR only because Stokely's there and he's going to interfere and there's going to be some fuck shit and call it a day.
Yeah, and I'm curious. Stokely is now with FTR, so
Yeah.
I really haven't caught that. That's something that's happened while I haven't been tuning in. Interesting. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna go with FTR. I'm gonna stay with you on that one. Let's go to the stretcher match. Okay, this is interesting. Stretcher match. Mark Briscoe versus Ricochet. Um, I don't know about this one.
This is
What's a
different for
stretcher
Ricochet.
match?
That's when you beat your opponent by them being taken out on a stretcher.
Okay. Okay.
I don't remember if you have to like strap them onto the stretcher or not. But I know they have to be like they lose the match when they're taken out of the ring onto a stretcher.
Kind of the same thing when they put him in when they used to put him in the coffin or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What a
I'm
stretcher.
actually I like this one on paper. Just Ricochet and Ring ability in general, and they're definitely contrasting styles in some respects. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
That's
excited for
why
this one.
it makes it so difficult for me.
I'm going with Ricochet though in this one.
I think they need to keep Ricochet. They need to have Ricochet win.
Yeah, that's exactly why I said that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they need to. Briscoe's proven himself. Ricochet, he's from the E now. He's got to start proving himself. They got to let him have some wins. I think he's got to.
Look,
But I
Briscoe's
like the
proved
match
himself.
as
Just,
again by the opposing styles. I think it's very interesting.
right.
You know?
Just let him cash that check. He's great TV. He's
Yeah,
great people. He's good for the company. Just let him cash that check. And also, this is the thing I get about Briscoe, in my opinion, of him. And I don't think he cares about titles. He just wants to entertain. And wrestling is, I think he said it was 25 years the other day when I saw it online. Like him and his brother started wrestling. Like
yeah,
he just loves it. So he's gonna be good.
yeah.
and he's one of those people who doesn't need to win or lose. He's just gonna be loved. Like we all love Mark. We all love the Briscoes in
Yep,
general. So like yeah. So Ricochet.
I'm with that. All right, let's head over to Anarchy in the Arena match. Woo! There's a lot of cats in this one. We got Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, Willow Nightingale, and the Ops, Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Katsuyori Shibata versus the Death Riders, John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Marina Shafir, Wheeler Yuta, and the Young Bucks, Matthew Jackson and Nicholas Jackson. Who you got, man?
This is gonna be insane.
Yeah, it's a lot of motherfuckers in there, and some women on both sides involved as
Not
well.
just not just a lot of motherfuckers. The people who are in it: Samoa Joe,
Yeah,
Will Hobbs, Kenny Omega. Okay, and I'm talking about as far as brutality is concerned.
yeah. I
John
like that
Moxley.
Samoa Joe and Hobbs and Katsuyori Shibata are going by the Ops.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah. I
That,
forget
that
about
name.
Shibata too. Yeah, yeah. Man, that's I don't know how to call this.
I want the Omega and the Ops to win. The
Yeah, I
Swerve
mean
and them.
that's who I want. Yeah, but
But I have a feeling we know because the fucking Bucks are, on the.
this. I think this match has the potential for being better than it should be
Okay.
because I'm just thinking everybody involved, minus the Young Bucks. I can't stand the Young Bucks anyway, but everybody else, I was like, okay, this could be an insane, entertaining mess, and I'm here for it.
It'll definitely be Anarchy in the arena.
Yeah, it will be.
All
That's what made
right.
this really hurt.
So you got Omega, Swerve, Willow,
Yeah,
and
I'm
the
going with
Ops?
the Ops in them. I
Okay.
got you.
All right, I'm with it. Let's head over to the AEW Continental Championship. Okada, current champion, versus Speedball Mike Bailey. I've been seeing a little bit of this Speedball guy, but I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know too much, but
I've seen him in person. And he's amazing.
okay.
He was from TNA.
Do you think it's
So
his time against Okada?
you know what? I'm going with Speedball. I think
Oh,
they need something fresh for the Continental. Speedball's he's a phenomenal talent. And you don't hear me say that too often, but actually going like he's a former X Division champion in TNA. When he was doing a program with Mustafa Ali last year, when I went up there and saw for my birthday, and we know how Mustafa gets down. Like so, they were going back and forth, blow for blow, and Yeah, Speedball, like I'm on a Speedball bandwagon. Like if they want to really push him, this is a great way of doing it, especially when over Okada.
Nice. Okay. Love to that. I see that. All right. Got to get more familiar with this brother. Next up, we got a trios match. Paragon, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong versus the Don Callis family, Takeska, Fletcher, and Alexander. Who you got, sir?
I'm going Paragon. I'm look, regardless of what they're for, what their name is now. I'm going on always going with Undisputed.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna flip it to the Don Callis family, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna flip it there just to
That's
keep it
right.
interesting.
Alexander's on there though. I keep forgetting that now.
Josh Alexander.
Yeah, I still go to Paragon though, but Alexander's my boy too. I like him.
All right, we're gonna split this decision on that one. We'll see what happens with that. And let's close it out with the 2025 Men's Owen Hart Foundation Cup Tournament Final, with the winner earning AEW World Championship match at All In. Hangman Adam Page versus Ospreay. Who you got, sir?
Ospreay.
Ospreay. You don't think Hangman? They're gonna give? I feel like Hangman's Tony's boy.
Hangman in the championship picture has not worked well in my opinion.
I agree.
And when he was champion, they didn't book him well. And I don't think that will change with him. I think Ospreay first of all, I think Ospreay is a perfect person to take the belt off of Moxley, especially in London.
Well said. Well said.
That crowd will go bananas if he wins over Moxley.
Yeah, I'm with you. I my heart wants Ospreay, but I just have this weird feeling with Tony. They're gonna do it with Hangman because they like they like that white boy.
Man. I feel you, but I'm trying to sell tickets.
I'm with
How
you.
am I selling tickets?
And Tony should be thinking the same.
Moxley.
Tony should be thinking the same, but
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He wants to cater to his Midwestern United States, brother. That's where they think the money is. So
yeah, no, not when you got all in and Ospreay. Yeah, okay. Ospreay,
all right, let's consider that Battleground figured out when we see what happens after the results of that next week, sir. Let's head over to the actual NXT Battleground to close us out. You ready to do that?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Let's head to the 6-man tag team match. Hank and Tank and Josh Briggs versus the Culling, Brooks Jensen, Nico Vance, and Sean Spears. Who you have, sir?
I don't know. I love me some Sean Spears, the chairman, Mr. Perfect 10 himself. But I know he's like a player coach, and his whole thing is about getting over younger talent. You know what? No, I'm going with the Culling because Hank and Tank are the tag team champions. So this sets up a further feud. So I'm going with the Culling.
I'm going with the Culling as well. I think you're trying to make them something. They got to get some wins under the belt. So I'm with you on that one. NXT Women's North American Championship. Sol Ruka versus Kalani Jordan. This one's difficult, man. I like them both.
I don't think they're taking the belt off of Sol too quickly.
Agreed.
But this is going to be a good match.
Agreed. Just two amazing young ladies, bro.
Yeah.
Just woo. I like them both.
That soul snatcher, boy.
I don't think they're gonna take that belt off of my girl right now.
That soul snatcher, I tell you, man, that's one of the best finishes in wrestling.
Yes, sir. Let's head over to singles match. Tony D'Angelo versus Stax. The feud from his whole crew. It's over now. Tony D versus Stax. What's happening with this one?
You know, I'm
going with Tony D just because he was the boss.
I'm torn because they built up Tony, now they building up Stax. And I don't think they continue to build up Stax if Stax loses.
Right. Right.
As much as I like Tony, and look, Tony's classic old school WWE. And that's why I love him so much. That character, like he fits that. But I gotta go with Stax on this one.
I like that. Split decision there. We'll go split decision. I agree with you. If you're gonna build up that young man, you gotta do it. You know, Tony will be all right. Tony don't need to win.
Exactly.
He's already kind of established himself. So yeah. All right, brother. Let's head over to the TNA World Championship.
Oh my God, this one.
Joe Hendry, your TNA champion, versus Trick.
Uh,
Could we see the TNA title be exchanged at NXT?
I'm saying this. I believe in Joe Henry. Oh man, this is a match, boy. This Kuya. Did you ever think like that sentence would ever utter from your mouth? The TNA World Championship, not just on an NXT WWE pay per view, but nah, I don't see Trick winning. Um, I can see interference. The question is, I don't know from whom, and I don't know who got next over TNA. But yeah, I'm still going with Joe Henry. But I think it's a toss up because I think that there's no disservice to Joe losing the Trick, and I think that's some shit to have Trick as the TNA champion. But of course, too, if Trick wins, that means somebody from TNA got beat him, and I don't think WWE wants that to happen. So
they do some fuck shit.
Yeah.
I want to see things going on with this now that they can do that.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of want to see that. If I was a betting man putting money on it, I'm gonna keep it on Joe Hendry,
right?
Because you don't want to lose, another company title over here. But they've got this relationship, and if you want to make it interesting, you got to kind of do something like that.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you at all.
Yeah. All right, sir. So we're just we're gonna split it on that one. I kind of want to see Trick do that, but yeah. Let's see if my money stays. NXT Women's Championship. I got some thoughts on this one, sir. Stephanie Vaquera, current champion, versus Jordynne Grace, who is now officially NXT, not TNA, but now she's NXT.
This is hard. This is so hard.
So hard. And Stephanie Vaquera makes me hard, but I gotta give it to Jordynne Grace.
Same.
I gotta give it to her. I think it's now time for her to get the belt. It's not gonna hurt Vaquera. She's established. They're gonna power her to the main roster not too long from now.
This is what I think
damn good,
right?
But I think you got it. So you got to give Jordynne the belt.
Well, this is what I think though. This is what I think. They just moved up Roxanne Perez. They just moved up Julia because she's on SmackDown now. They split them up.
I think the Julia thing. We may need to talk on that way too fast.
I don't disagree, but she's out of title picture. Who there, except for maybe Lash, and she's not even really in the title picture right now. Who's left really for that title picture? I'm thinking this is the way I'm seeing it. And I keep going back to this because I love the feud between, Samoa Joe and Nakamura. They had that three-peat thing. Do something like this with Stephanie and Jordynne. Have Jordynne win, but then you keep your feud going and you have her lose. And then when she loses like that second time, that's when she goes up to the main roster. But I don't think you can have Jordynne in NXT and not put the belt on her.
Yeah. So we're going with Jordynne.
Yeah, we're going with Jordynne.
Yeah, it's. I think they need to do that. It's not gonna hurt her. They both deserve. They both are champions. Both are champions, but I'm excited for this one. This is gonna be great. It's gonna be good.
This card overall is really damn good. Probably the best card of the three shows.
Yeah. All right, sir. Let's end it up. Main event NXT Championship match. Obafemi, our current champion, versus Miles Bourne.
Really? Look, the ruler is going to continue to rule when this is over. But I'm glad that what the Miles Bourne win reminds me of when what's his name? Indian guy. The Maharaja. I forget his name. When he won that Battle Royal and he then won the WWE Championship. Like that shock, because remember, none of us expected him to win. let alone win championship. The Miles Bourne thing reminds me of that. And again, I saw him wrestle in person too, because that was when the TNA NXT crossover started. And with no TV when I saw it, quarter catch crew came up in the TNA when I was there. I'm like, wait, what the hell? And so the boy is good. But I don't think that he's going to win. But I think they got the makings of a good future babyface right there.
All right. I dig it. I don't know too much about the young man, so the ruler all the way for me, you know. But yeah, so there you go. Those are our picks. Double or Nothing, Saturday night's main event, and Battleground. Hopefully me and my man Webster Style can get together to talk the results of these matches. So let's close it out. Any other thoughts before we get up out of here, sir? Any surprises? Anybody you want to see pop up in any of the events that might be out there that are in La La Land because of cuts and all that stuff? Maybe making some fresh appearances. All the WWE kids. So somebody heading over to AEW, or any surprises you think you'd like to see?
I heard that, or I read that, according to timetables, Eddie Kingston may be due to return, so he may pop up at Double or Nothing. I know that TNA has they have a pay-per-view on Friday, Under Siege, I think it is. So there may be some fallout from that spills into NXT. So I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. Yeah. Again, I haven't been tuning in. I'm not sure what's happening. So I will be pleasantly surprised and curious because of all the bunch of cuts that I think we talked about, the show. We did a cut show, and talking what's going on. So yeah, just want to see people get gainfully employed and all that, and just, see where they might end up, and just have more content from those folks, because there's some pretty good folks that got cut and let go, and curious where they're going to land. But meanwhile, are you getting that Elena Black? Is that what she's going by? Are you getting that OnlyFans subscription, man? I'm talking about the former Cora Jade.
This is the first I've heard of that.
Yeah, she's gonna have her OnlyFans set up very soon, man. She's ready to start capitalizing.
She's not my type. You already know that.
All right, but if you're out there and you're getting that, let me know what kind of content we looking at. Let me know. Cora Jade, it was easy on the eye, sir. I'm not paying for it.
I'm not saying she's not an attractive woman, but she is not my type.
I feel that, sir.
And speaking of which, okay, so at Under Siege on Fridays, Joe Henry and Elijah versus Trick and Frankie Kazarian.
Interesting.
So I'm curious to see, that's going to play into whatever happens on Sunday for sure. Exactly. But I'm wondering how and what they're going to do.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, sir. So you're not getting the Elena Black's OnlyFans subscription.
No, I'm not.
But what else do you have going on? What's happening over at Webster Style, man?
Let's see.
Cats recently.
Well,
that have OnlyFans, so I know you can help them out with that. So who have you talked to recently?
You guys have seen some of my footage from PAX East up on the channel, both NRW as well as Webster Style. Right now, all of my stuff from BlurCon is publishing. I went to the East Coast Black American Comic-Con up in Philadelphia. It was supposed to be a double thing with Fan Expo, but traffic was a pain on Friday, so I only went to one that weekend. So you're seeing footage from that on Instagram and socials, but you're seeing full videos coming down later. And I still got awesome con stuff coming. PAX East. Just every other day is new content. Every other day, at least the next couple months. So just stay tuned.
I dig it. My man was hitting up Ekbach. It's been a minute since I was there. But awesome, man. That's dope. Everybody go support my man Webster Style. A lot of content coming your way, man. We both are over here running shop. So please show love, show support. We don't sleep, sir. We don't sleep. That's my man Webster Style. All the love to you, sir. To our man Sean Mongold, who again doing Jade Cargill type situations again. Hope you can get your leg up, or let us know what's going on. Or else we might have to turn into Naomi's when you get back and just come. All right. There you go. Webster Style, your boy QP. We're getting pinned to the mat in a 1, 2, 3. Peace.
You come in my face, I'm gonna fight you.
Well, you're not gonna bust a nut anytime we're in the ring.
I'm gonna get off by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
When I get my hands on you, I'm gonna eat your ass like a pot of collard greens, baby.
I'm gonna stretch his ass like it's never been stretched before.
You can hide behind that commissioner stuff just so long until I jerk a knot in your ass.
And if you don't think I'm big enough, then you grab a hold of me, and you'll know that I'm growing, my man. Within your hands, I will get as big as I need to be to do the job on you.
All right, just jerk Helmsley off.
There's one part of our bodies that's soft, and it ain't soft all the time, if you catch my meaning.
I'm gonna come on you like nobody's ever come on you before. Just you and I getting it on like two men should do.
Oh, no, that fits right.